Opening the Crocks, opening the Crocks. We're opening the sauerkraut Crocks today. Yes, indeed, it's gonna be yummy. Let's open the Crocks. Welcome to Happiness is Healthy, Sauerkraut Part 2. So today, we're gonna open the sauerkraut. It's been 1 month exactly. You can go anywhere from 1 month to 6 weeks, but I think 1 month's enough. We're looking forward to having sauerkraut. We've been missing homemade sauerkraut. So first, we have to get all the water out of the trough. So I use a turkey baster, and I draw the water up and squirt it into a pan so that we're getting all the water out of the trough before we take the lid off. We don't want any of that water getting into the sauerkraut because the sauerkraut's all sealed up like wine or vinegar, and then that water's not, just been laying around there, so we don't want it to drip or anything. Yeah, so hold on 1 second. I'll be right back after we get the water out. Alright, we got the water from out of the trough, so now the trough is pretty empty. And the lid's been draining there for a couple minutes, and we kind of just knock it off a little. And then just quickly do that. And there we go. There's the sauerkraut opened up after a little more than a month. So there you go, and we're going to take out the weights. I'm just going to wash my hands because I was just dealing with the outside water. Now I get to deal with the yummy inside water that we're going to... So we're going to take the weights out now for the sauerkraut, and then we're going to put it all into jars and then in the fridge. And then we're going to have sauerkraut for months and months. And these are the big leaves that I put in. We just let those kind of drip off a little. Then we have the luscious sauerkraut all ready for eating down there. Okay, then we fill up the sterilized glass jar, and it's always important to only use glass utensils or wood. I really enjoy this ceramic spoon for filling my sauerkraut jars because it holds a lot. Because when you have quarts and quarts and liters of sauerkraut to jar up, you want it, you want it to go pretty quick. Yeah, so anyways, we have a lot to fill, so you don't need to see all that. Anyways, sauerkraut is yummy. So once you get the sauerkraut in the jar, then you need to pack it in so that the water rises. You always want the sauerkraut juice to be over the top of the sauerkraut cabbage. And then, we can add a little bit more in there, but it's pretty full. And anyways, that's what you want to do to all your jars, and then keep them in the fridge. And they'll last for, probably a whole year. But anyways, they won't last that long because they're too yummy. Sauerkraut is good for us. Here's all those jars we got out of that 15-liter crock. It wasn't quite all the way full, but there you go. It's clean, clean, clean in there. Just have to wash it for the next batch. So there we go. We got 4, 7, about 10 jars of all different sizes. So it's easy to share them around with people we love. Yeah, then we'll open the next one and see what that sauerkraut looks and tastes like. This one's really, really good. Well, we're going to be opening this sauerkraut. This is the kimchi. And the first thing you have to do is draw the water out of the trough. Because that's the seal. It seals it in. Keeps all the bad bugs out and all the good bugs in. And you always want to push the bulb like now, not what I just did. You always push it before you put it in the water, and then you're drawing in so you don't splash water in. So we'll do that a few more times. And as soon as I get it out and dry, we'll take the lid off. I'll see you in a second. We're gonna open the crock now and see what it looks like inside. I kinda just hold it for a minute in case there's any water drips. We want if there's any trough water, we want it to fall up in the trough, not in the sauerkraut. And there, look at that. Clear water, beautiful. Looking how it's supposed to. How does it smell? Ooh, the kimchi is always a little bit stronger smelling. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over here and rinse my hands, and then I'll turn on the film and we'll be pulling those crocks out once I get a plate and a little more organized. Now we're gonna take the stones out. Woo! They feel a little slimy, so don't be surprised if you take your stones out for the first time. And they have some sediment on it, or whatever you want to call it, because the crock, and that's all right if that goes back into the sauerkraut. It's just the herbs and spices and stuff. The turmeric. Oh look, and then I just put it on a plate, so because it's all gooey and messy, so then you don't have to clean up your counter so much. And pull out the other one. Ooh, and there's lots of salt. And then you take out the top sauerkraut leaves that we put to protect the... And look, there we are. There's the sauerkraut. Woohoo! In all its glory. This is all darker a little more because it's full of turmeric and hot peppers. So this will be the spicy one. And now we'll be crocking it up here in a second. So now we're going to fill our first jar with the kimchi. It's going to be much more oranger than the last one, as you can see, as we're filling up the jar. This is a really big old pickle jar. Any kind of jar works. The wider the mouth, the better, of course. Yeah, and so you just fill it up, and then as you fill it, you kind of tamp it down so you can get as much in the jar as you can. And I sanitize the jars by baking them in the oven, so that kills all the germs. Then you let them cool off, of course, before you put any sauerkraut in them. Because this is live sauerkraut. It's full of bacteria that helps your body rebuild and thrive. We're going to have every size jar. Giant jar. Then we'll have some smaller jars. I really like filling these jars. Anyway, so once we get all the jars filled, we'll show you how it went. Good to see you. Happiness is healthy. Kimchi is good. Homemade probiotic, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. And here we have it. Everything that came out of that crock. It was a 10-liter crock, and we got one big jar and a quart jar and a bunch of little jars. And then you can see right there, that's what I'm going to eat. And then this is quite hot. So yeah, let's see what it's like to eat. Can you see me now? All right. How you doing today? Stephanie at Happiness is Healthy. And eating good makes me happy and healthy. So, yeah. Wow. Kind of hot. Anyway, I think I'll have to have a hot dog or something with that, or some organic, of course. Or sausage, or anyways, have a good day. Love you. Bye.